If you clicked on this video, you are probably trying to figure out how you can get a bunch of those TMs that are underground. You can buy them from the traders. I have a list of the TMs right here that you can get, right? So from the small goods traders, you can get Focus Punch, Water Pulse, Calm Mind, and the price for those varies every day, and which TMs you're actually able to buy from that trader varies every day. And then we also have the large goods trader here, who for the price of larger spheres will give you some pretty good TMs. Dragon Claw I know is a good one. Earthquake is awesome. I need to get myself like 10 of those. For good moves, if we want to teach them to a bunch of Pokemon, we need to have a bunch of these TMs. And unfortunately, at the Battle Tower, these TMs are so expensive. 80 BP for Earthquake, it's not worth it, trust me guys. All right, so this is gonna be a lot better than that, way better. So the best way to get these TMs right, obviously we need to get spheres. And if you clicked on this video, you're trying to figure out, how do I get more spheres? How do I get more small spheres? How do I get more big spheres? Because you can't just spend hours and hours and hours and hours mining to get a million large pale spheres. Like, it's just gonna take you too long. So there's a better way to do this with a little bit of creativity and a little bit of wheeling and dealing. So the first thing you're gonna wanna do is look at the underground map. So this is a map of the Grand Underground, what all of the Pokemon hideaways are, and where the traders, who are dressed as hikers, are located in the Grand Underground. So if there's 4 different types of traders. There's one that will expand your base, your secret base. One is the small sphere vendor, right? We saw his list of goods on Cerebi. There's the large sphere vendor, same thing. And then there's one hiker type who will just heal your Pokemon, no questions asked. Actually, a little hint that I like to use is, once you've gotten the national dex, or you've beaten the champion, and you've unlocked the battle zone here, this is the only area of the Grand Underground where all 4 vendors exist, right? You have a medic, you have the expand base guy, you have a small sphere vendor, and you have a large sphere vendor. All of the other sections of the Grand Underground don't actually have all 4. They're all missing at least one of the types of vendor. So obviously, with the small sphere and the large sphere vendors, you can't actually get more spheres from them. There is one thing that they do. There's always one type of sphere that you can kind of trade between, right? So a small sphere vendor will let you upgrade small spheres into a large sphere. So if you have like 55 small green spheres, you can turn it into one large green sphere. Now, I actually do these every day, as much as possible, because larger spheres are so much more valuable. You get a million small spheres, you know, who needs it? But so the reason I'm showing you this map is because there's one type of trader that you may not have known that you could trade with. And that trader is the expand base guy, who I'm circling in red here. They're kind of at the corners of the map. So they're pretty hidden away, which is why I'm sure a bunch of you guys don't know they really exist. But if you talk to these guys, they have 2 options. One, expand your secret base, right? Obviously, you have to have built a secret base first to have that option. But this other option is give treasures, and this is the one that you want to select. Because when you give treasures, you have the option to trade in any of the rare mining items that you could possibly get for tons and tons of spheres. The treasure list is right here. Pokemon on their website tells us this exchange list, all right? Your red shards and yellow shards, your different shards, they're useless. Nobody wants the weather TMs. We get enough shards to get the weather TMs as many as we want. We don't need the weather TMs, all right? Put your shards to better use and trade them in for 16 small red spheres, 16 small blue spheres, prism spheres, green spheres, etc. And then the same goes if you have, you have like 8 water stones, trade 7 of them in, right? Keep 1 around in case you need to evolve your Eevee into Vaporeon, but trade the other ones in for 150 blue spheres. And that way, when those small sphere vendors are on blue spheres for that day, for that like exchange between small and large spheres, you can trade in like 300 small spheres and get like 5 or 6 large spheres every single day. In addition to the fact that some of these items actually do trade in for large spheres, right? The iron ball trades in for 15 large prism spheres, which prism spheres are some of the hardest items to get, the most rare items to get. So if you get an iron ball, you basically just got 15 large prism spheres. Same goes for plates, same goes for fossils. You can trade all these in. So what does this mean? This is the gist of the whole video. This is all I really wanted to show you. This whole buildup has been for this exact moment. You can trade in items that you're not using for tons and tons of spheres. So keep mining all those water stones, all those zap plates, all those. I wouldn't trade in your heart scales. Those are useful for relearning moves. But all your Everstones, trade those in, get your spheres, exchange your small spheres into larger spheres, and you'll have a ton of small spheres, you'll have a ton of large spheres, and you will be in TM surplus. This has been Thick Yoda. Hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I'm out. Peace.